Welcome to the Crafty Boys, everybody. Guess what? Two new features to the stream just for us in the background is I can control volume now on individuals. and actually now I actually have a built-in timer where I can see how long we've been streaming. So therefore,
nice.
I'm very pleased about that because that's always been a concern where I'm looking around trying to find a clock on the computer going, but I know what time it is, but when did we start? Anyway, this is the Crafty Boys where basically we drink beer and talk about it. Pretty simple.
And other stuff.
Straightforward. And other stuff. So we're down a member today because they exercised and hurt themselves. I don't know. Whatever.
I don't know if I buy it.
I think it's all a lie. I think it's just a ploy so he can, stay at home and get a little freaky. But who knows? I don't want to picture that because I can barely picture myself getting freaky. No, self. Anyway,
burn my eyeballs now.
Burn them out now. Dave. Oh my God, Locke, you're in the wrong spot on the screen. How's it going, man? What are you drinking tonight? I can see a bottle, but I don't know what it is.
Uh-oh.
There we
go. Yeah.
There we
go. Mute override. So this evening I am drinking Orval. This is a Orval. Yes. This is 6.9% Trappist Belgian beer. Trappists, in case you're not in the know, are an order of monks that don't talk. Their whole deal is that they stay quiet and they make excellent beer.
Okay. So I'm fully on board so far.
I was a little concerned when I looked at the label and it had Consigné Refund Quebec 10 cents, which led me to wonder for a second if this wasn't bottled in Quebec, was it? Because, traditionally there have been a lot of fairly questionable practices regarding European import beers bottled by some kind of sister arrangement in Quebec by Labatt's. So Guinness back in the 80s in a bottle from Quebec tasted nothing like Guinness did anywhere else in the world. Same thing with McEwen's Scotch Ale. So I was a little concerned
right.
We're looking at here. That's not what this is. Turns out, and it says that it says it also on the label that this was brewed and bottled by the Brasserie de Bouleterier par slaughtering this Brasserie.
I don't know, it sounds pretty good to me.
Better
than I could do.
Brewed and bottled in Belgium. So yeah, Trappist product of Belgium. Says also contains barley. That must be the EU talking there. I mean, who would have guessed that beer might contain barley? If it had oats in it, that might raise an eyebrow. But no, it contains barley. Who'd have thunk? It's just serving at somewhere between 12 and 14 degrees Celsius, which it is. It's just serving it in appropriate glassware, which this isn't. But we're going to do it anyway. Last point of notation here on the bottle, we have a best before date.
What?
Ensuring
best before date? Yes. Beer gets that old?
Exactly. So this was bottled in 2020, and it says to drink it before 2025.
Oh, all right then.
Modest, but anyway. So let's give it a shot.
All right, so we have a Julian in the house. Welcome, sir.
Hey, Julian.
I'm glad you came. I was about to call you because Dave bailed tonight because he exercised.
So what? He walked the dog or what? Or fucked the dog or what? What?
Who knows? Who knows?
What he does with the dog.
So, Alan, of course, I'm going to move on to you. What are you drinking this evening, and why?
Okay, well, I'm drinking this. I'll go with the why first. So it was my birthday this week.
Ooh,
That's right, on Monday.
I turned the ripe old age of not quite 50.
15.
Almost 50.
I said 15.
Oh, okay, 15. I'm okay with that. And I got this for a present, so I'm drinking it tonight. It is from Ile Sauvage Brewing here in Victoria. It is their Aztec or Aztec stout with coffee, chocolate, and chili. Clocks in at 7%. So I'm going to give this thing a try. I just cracked it open. Smells like
Ile Sauvage.
Ile Sauvage.
I like that's Ile Sauvage means he is wild. Is that what that means?
I have absolutely no idea.
I think
We didn't no idea. Where did you go to school? What about your French lessons back in the 90s? Come on, what's going on?
I learned how to say "azout" at the discotheque. That's what I learned.
Julian, what are you drinking?
Will I be kicked off Crafty Boys if I defend the position of this tonight?
what you gotta hold it closer to the. What the hell is wrong with that?
10-year-old Canadian whiskey, kids. 10-year-old Canadian whiskeys. It's just something that I do have beer. Of course, I will present beer. I will talk about beer. I love beer. It's just that I had a bit of a day today, a great day, and I just felt like a whiskey. And then all of a sudden, I got a notification on my device saying Crafty Boys were live, and I immediately poured myself a whiskey. And so if I'm kicked off the show, I get it. I understand. But this is what I currently have in hand.
Before we kick you off the show,
we would never do that to you.
I need to ask.
Anyway,
I need to ask you something, Julian. What?
Okay.
Alberta Springs, not
Yes.
Alberta Premium.
Right.
Why is that? Because I think Alberta Premium is a better product.
Well, I'll tell you why. Long time drinker of this product, and by the way, they're both made by the same distillery, owned by Suntory and made in Alberta. Alberta Springs is a 10-year-old sipping whiskey. Alberta Springs 10-year-old sipping whiskey. It's a refined whiskey, whereas Alberta Premium is a well whiskey. In Canada, the law for aging whiskey by number of years is 3 years. Alberta Premium is aged 5 years. Alberta Springs is aged 10 years. It's on a different level, in my view. Alberta Premium is made by the same company, but it's made for mixing with Coke. Okay?
Why not Dark Horse then? My point with Alberta Premium is that regardless of how many years they age it, it's a different product than most of what gets marketed as Canadian whiskey because it's a full grain rye. Is that true of Alberta Springs, or is that a mix of grains like other Canadian whiskeys?
Canadian rye. Canadian rye. It's always been that way.
Okay, it's full grain rye though.
Well, the most of the time, for a long time, both Alberta Premium and Alberta Springs were regarded as the last remaining Canadian whiskeys that were 100% rye grain.
Okay, so it is a full rye grain then.
Yes, but they don't. The company doesn't promise actually that it is. It doesn't advertise that. We think it is. It says rye whiskey on the label, but I'm not here. I'm defending the quality of the whiskey. But I'm not here. But I'm not here to defend the fact that it is 100% Canadian rye. It looks like it is. I think it is, but it isn't. The company doesn't defend it in a way that makes me feel confident. You know what I mean? It could be. It could have other blends with other grains. Is it far better than Alberta Premium? Absolutely. This is a sensational 10-year-old sipping whiskey. Alberta Premium is good for mixing with Coke.
Perhaps I haven't given it its due. Then I'll give it a shot.
And I've been drinking this since before you were born.
That's entirely possible.
Well. All right. Well, I'm going to interrupt here because I'm actually.
Thank you for letting me go on for so long. Thank you. Yeah.
No worries. Backcountry Brewing's Temporal line of beer, where the beer is made for a short period of time. This one is called "We're All Fine Here Now, Thank You. How Are You?" Which, of course, is a quote from what film, Alan?
Star Trek.
Oh my God, you're
Star Wars, of course, Star Wars.
And it is a barrel-aged imperial stout, 9.5% alcohol. It is aged in American oak, charred American oak barrels by Dickel, George Dickel Distillery in Tennessee.
George Dickel, number 5. Thank you very much.
There you go. They've been aged for 1 year in the barrel, and are then later conditioned on vanilla and Tonka beans. I don't know what a Tonka bean is. You love beans, Julian. What's a Tonka bean?
I don't know, but I used to Tonka my first girlfriend.
Da-da-da-da-da-da. Okay, Tonka beans are
Tonka bean. If you put it in water, it'll eventually expand into a little toy truck.
Yes, exactly. These trees, they're a flowering tree from Central America and stuff and things, and it's important down there. So this particular beer, I poured it. And it is potent.
Wow.
It smells like whiskey. It does not smell like beer. And it's like motor oil. Like it has an oily sheen on the glass. I mean, you can't tell, but it's definitely
the alcohol. The alcohol
is. Well, no, the alcohol's there, but the alcohol's not.
Shoot it.
Oh yeah, fine. Here we go. I haven't really tasted it yet, aside from what was on.
Okay, well, let's go. Do it. Now, this was a $12 can of beer.
Oh,
according to Shane, $12 can of beer.
Canadian?
Yes, Canadian. No, in Bitcoin.
In Apple gift cards.
Actually, that's not bad at all. I'm very impressed. Like I was expecting it to be a lot more sharp with a heavier alcohol taste to it, but no, it's actually. I can see why they
better be pretty polished, you know.
Why? Well, this is what I'm saying. Like the reason I think is for the vanilla is to take that. You know those the stouts and the barrel aged beers we've had in the past where sometimes they're just really heavy on the I'm drinking charred wood, which is, you know, to some level okay, but on some of them it's just way too much. So
yeah,
this one they've tempered it with the Tonka bean and the vanilla bean afterwards. So I think that I think that what they're trying to establish is that bourbon beer, aged beer, is not always going to be that oomphy to your palate. So I'm very pleased. I wish it was definitely not $12 per can, but I
wish
but
there was
it
more
is
cans.
it was very thick. It doesn't say when they brewed this, but it's still available. They're calling it a brewery exclusive. So that means I suspect their can runs are probably pretty short.
Sorry,
So
Shane. What was the ABV on that one there? $12
9.5.
So that's a barley wine, verging on the barley wine, isn't it? Really? I mean, kind of.
Yes,
it's barley wine.
Yeah.
I think about barley wine as coming in
Well, it's
14, but
Yeah, not many.
Where do you get that?
well in collaboration with Temporal Artesian Ales, we brewed an imperial stout that we aged in 16-year-old bourbon barrels for 1 year. Blah 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 blah. And the reason I'm bringing this up is that the international beer units are 40, but the ingredients are water, malt, hops, yeast, vanilla beans, and tonka beans. That's all. There's nothing else in there.
Was tonka beans the last listed ingredient?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So you'd think that's probably not the major flavoring agent, at least, right?
No, and I'm actually kind of curious if the tonka beans, if you're saying what I was reading very briefly there about it, and what you were saying is about how they expand when bring out a tonka truck. What I did read here about this type of bean is that it does suck up water really well. So I'm curious if they did it to pull alcohol out, potentially, and maybe bring the alcohol down, but. Or the flavor of it. I couldn't tell you. But overall, a thumbs up if you can find it. I would definitely give it a try.
Out of 10, please.
Out of 10, I will give it. I'll give this one an 8 bottle cap. Count.
Oh, okay then. All right then.
8 bottle caps out of 10.
Did you save any for me?
It's right here.
Change.
I've only poured a little bit. I haven't poured a whole bunch. So if you want some, you know where I live.
Yeah, I'll take a train.
Can you buy me one? If you find one, can you buy me one and just save it? Just put it away somewhere. And then when the pandemic's over, I'll come and get it.
Sure.
Yes.
I will go. Yeah. I will find it for you and see if I can locate another.
Sweet.
To when the pandemic is over.
Weeks, so.
Does anybody
until the pandemic is over, boys and girls?
Does anyone
I know
tonka beans come from?
Central America and South America.
South America.
The island of Tonka.
Yes, the Isle of Tonka. So the bean, commonly known as the Brazilian teak, the kumaru, Tonka, also known as sorry, this is the tree. As a species of flowering tree in the pea family, the tree is native to Central America and northern South America, semi-deciduous. Its seeds are known as tonka beans or tonkin beans or tuquin beans.
Okay. So what we're saying is that maybe Venezuela might have them.
Exactly. They're black and wrinkled and have a smooth brown interior, strong fragrance, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, sorry,
just like my first girlfriend.
I mean, it is an imperial stout. So, obviously, Russian imperial.
So apparently, the one interesting thing about these trees is that they live longer than 1,000 years.
Oh.
So they are. So there you go. Used for all kinds of things. However, the importation of natural tonka beans in the United States of America has been banned since 1954 because it can be extremely toxic in high concentrations. So there you go.
All right, just like my first girlfriend. Okay.
Okay, so I have to say
it does have a hardness rating.
A what?
Of 35-40. A hardness rating of force per pounds, like how many newtons it takes to break something.
I always find it very interesting when the United States Food and Drug Administration, or whatever it's called, right, bans the importation of something that has been used by other countries for about 5,000 years.
Like your girlfriend?
Exactly.
Well done, boys. Well done.
So, Locke, you were going to say about your beer.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
This is my first experience with Orval, and I have to say it will not be my last. This is a fantastic beer. It's drier than I was expecting. It's got a kind of a tanniny, woody kind of flavor. It's sort of bright, you know, sort of your classic Belgian sort of effervescent head, but very bitter and very very not like any other beer that I've had in the last year.
Mhm.
This is St. Bernardus. It doesn't touch this. This is and much more exciting. The complexity is crazy.
And who is this by? Like what brewery?
There's a little bit of a wormwood taste to it.
Mhm.
You know,
What's the
like
brewery?
that absinthe aftertaste. Orval. Yeah.
I'm gonna see if I can
does it-
find it.
How much does it cost, please, Locke?
Belgian monks, Trappists. Sorry, what's this?
How much does it cost, please?
Oh, I think it was $4.50 a bottle.
Oh, that's not bad.
355
Yeah,
milliliters in Newspeak? Yeah.
330 milliliters. So not even.
Oh, European speak. Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
So this is expensive beer.
It's not cheap.
No, especially for a guy like
Is this
you.
also
like you.
is this also by delivery?
Yes, by delivery.
Okay.
Flea delivery.
So Alan brought up a story earlier in our back channel there that I'm going to share with everybody here, because I just think this is the funniest thing ever. So they're doing a study, whoever this company is, EduBirdie, I gather, who wants people. They'll pay up to $1,200 for you to drink beer and then write about what kind of hangover you have. They will provide you. Where is it here? The company explained that testers will get a complete set of beers along with other drinks, snacks, and water to stay hydrated. So there you go. Something that we should all sign up for to give it a whirl, see what happens.
How do you sign up for it?
Well, I can experience it tomorrow morning, actually.
The same company will let you play. Will also get you to play video games, eat Doritos, and drink Mountain Dew. But there you go. So basically, but the big question is this something that we would actually do? Get paid $1,200 to drink beer and then write about the hangover?
Yes.
So why are we not signing up?
I'm in. But what kind of information do they want to extract from me? Do I have to suffer any sort of invasive penetrations or anything,
Hold on.
Just say yes?
They send you beer.
They'll provide me enough beer as to cause a hangover.
Yes. Yes.
Cause a hangover.
Yes. You.
Okay, I'm intrigued.
I'm intrigued. Please forward the link.
I will forward you the link because the so actually just to give you a bit more detail as to what exactly is supposed to be happening. So here you go. Here's the actual link. No, I don't want to chat with anybody. Thank you. Yes, I don't care about your cookies either. So so here we are. So they're hiring a hangover tester wanted. They want to knows that apart from exhausting lessons, student life is associated with endless parties, fun, and often alcohol. That's why National Beer Day on April 7th, we decided to conduct a study of the 15 most popular American beers. They had general hangover, dizziness level, head cracking intensity, fatigue and weakness, dry mouth, etc. Yeah, there you go. Actually, I'm very curious. Do we have to be? Oh no, we're okay. Whew. I was going to say, is this a U.S. only thing? I was going to cry quietly. I don't know what you're holding up there, Julian. Is that your? What is that?
It is a genuine mahogany warthog.
Ah, okay, right then.
Genuine.
Warthogs said what? Yes, it is.
Oh, Julian, you're
Oh,
out.
it
You can't participate. You're too old.
Why do you have that?
Well, I just wanted to make sure that everybody understands that I'm not alone at this point in my life. I do, in fact, have a friend.
So Shane,
Yes.
going back, what was the age limit on that?
28 to 40.
Oh, so I'm too old for it.
They're looking for two age groups. Dude, you're only like what 35. So I'm only 29. So and Locke, you're like what 32?
I'm basically 14-year-old.
So why am I still the oldest if we're gonna screw around with our age? Why am I 6 years older than you, Shane, when in real life I'm only 1 year older?
Because of your spectacles.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah, because of the glass. Oh, wait a second. Hang on.
Although, Alan, I saw the latest episode of Blacklist the other night, and it had Huey Lewis in it. And I have to say, if you grew your stubble a little bit and wore a toque, you would be the spitting image of Huey Lewis. Is
that the news?
Yeah, Huey Lewis in the news, same guy. Yes, the news didn't show up in the episode, but grow your stubble a little, wear a toque.
What was this in?
Maybe slightly thicker rims on the glasses, but they're not a lot.
When I was younger,
you watch Blacklist, do you not?
No, I don't. Oh, actually, I do.
Spader?
Yeah,
great.
I do. Yeah.
Yeah, the latest episode has Huey Lewis in it, playing himself.
Okay.
And he looks and sounds in more stubble, wear a toque, like you.
Yeah. Huh.
Have you thought about just deciding to be Huey Lewis for a little while?
All right. I used to. You know what I used to get all the time when I used to have hair. I would get people saying that I looked like Bill Murray, like all the time. All the time.
Well, you're on the razor's edge. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah.
I would never mistake Bill Murray for you. I might mistake Huey Lewis for you.
All right. So I want to share something with you guys. My kid sent me a link the other day. He is involved in a investing Reddit subreddit thing, and that has like 9.2 million viewers in this thread, I guess. And somebody posted a video about the whole GameStop thing that was going on. And what they did is they took, Shane, you'll remember this, the old commercial that I did for Enzyte in 2002. They went and redubbed all the audio on it. And I am in a subreddit with like 9.2 million people or something.
So which Reddit was it? Or which subreddit?
Yeah, just a sec.
I'll see if I can find it.
Wall Street Bets.
I thought so. Let me see if I can find the post.
It says, this is Bob. Bob is...
Huey Lewis.
Okay, Huey Lewis.
So could I ask a question then on this point?
Yeah, no, go ahead.
So as a result of that Reddit Wall Street Bets challenge to the how do you put it, to the papering of the market, the part of that was the silver squeeze, the short silver squeeze, right?
Okay, sure.
Do you guys know about this?
No.
Right. So
I try not to.
Well, Shane knows that I've been on this, but this is not something that I just picked up last month. And the reason I'm holding this silver item in front of you is that this is a Reed and Barton American Sterling jigger that I used to pour my my whiskey tonight, and a very, very beautifully made American sterling device, which is now worth about 10 times what it was worth by melt weight a few years ago, because there's part of that Reddit Robin Hood short squeeze thing was the demand for physical silver by retail investors who are protesting. It's a protest, right? They're protesting the fact that, or the concept that the paper traders in silver are driving the price higher than what can allow physical delivery of the silver guaranteed by the ETF. Let's put it another way: if you invest in a silver ETF and then actually demand delivery of your silver, they would not be able to deliver because they fraudulently oversold it.
So
and that's the problem. And that's part of all this. This is part of the Robinhood Reddit drive this is a complicated market. We're not gonna solve it here, but I do invest in silver. I hold silver. I buy silver. I'm currently buying silver. I just bought 8 ounces, as Shane knows in the last couple of weeks, because the devaluation of the American dollar and all Western currencies by the overbuying of governments to support the economy for all the reasons we know. I get it. But the point is, if you're trying to invest in silver right now, you can't get any silver, or at least you'll have to pay an exorbitant price to get it. And that's part of this Robinhood Reddit silver squeeze thing that's going on. And maybe it's just a bunch of millennials saying we're protesting against the government, maybe not. But if you guys don't have any silver, you should. And I've got a bit, and every financial advisor in the world suggests holding 10% of your assets in precious metal, and that means gold and silver. And this is a Reed and Barton beauty right here.
Gold, silver, and gold. Shane,
hey,
check out the link I sent you in the back channel.
I did.
Okay.
I can't play it because it has a copyrighted song in it.
Oh, right.
I already just looked just to check, and sure enough, yes.
All right.
But I can play it without the audio, but it would make
whatever.
But yeah, it was really funny. The first time I saw that commercial, I was watching, I don't know, some cable channel of some sort somewhere, and actually I think it was at a pub, and it was when your head pops up like the first time.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, what the fuck? I didn't notice you in the elevator, but it was that head pop up that was just priceless.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. This beer is good. I am so unhappy that you haven't got it.
Okay,
so,
I have to say, I really enjoyed this. I've finished it already, but the Aztec from Il Sauvage, this is a really tasty beer. I was a little bit worried about the chilies being added to it. Not overpowering at all. It's very, very slight.
Mm-hmm.
Again, with the coffee and the chocolate, very slight flavor profile. The mouthfeel on this is really good. I enjoyed this immensely. I would get it again.
Wait on. I'm starting to get the picture. So when you say it's brewed by Il Sauvage, how spell Il? Is it ISLE?
No. Like that.
Like
ILE.
Huh.
With the hat thing on the eye, and Sauvage.
Well, it sounds like they mean Savage Island rather than he's savage.
I don't know. Maybe because we were on Vancouver Island, that would make sense.
That would make sense.
To Vancouver Island.
To Vancouver Island.
Vancouver fucking Island. Yeah.
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 But don't come here right now.
Yeah. Don't go
Oh,
there. Save it.
oh my God! Exactly. Fuck off, you fucking insufferable, insular, lefty fucking weirdos on the rock. Unbelievable.
So what about the individuals that are currently being told that if they come back to Canada, these are Canadians, of course, that they're being told they have to go to particular hotels across the country in order to quarantine for a few days while they wait for their COVID test that they have to have when they get back. And people are complaining that they're feeling like they're being left out in the cold because they have to stay at a hotel at their on their dime. So, but it has to be a particular hotel, according to the Canadian government. Who's
you can afford to go fucking vacationing in the middle of a pandemic. You can afford to.
Well, don't forget. Some of these people aren't vacationing; they're off, taking care of, dying family members and things like this, right? So,
lock.
So of course, they're asking about.
I will concede that there ought to be an appeal process, and
there's some sort of exemption.
Criteria for exemptions, etc., or support or whatever. But fucking,
Well, a lot of them are snowbirds who want to come back from places like Florida.
Exactly.
Exactly. So
a lot of people who were just
Canadians who need to move. And by the way, I personally would like to support Justin's and his company's effort to tell us when and how often and how high we should jump, because obviously we won't know how to do that without him.
Justin will tell us what to do.
Exactly. So you don't need to worry as Canadians. You don't need to worry or think about it. As sheeple, government will tell you what to do.
Unpack that a little, Julian. How high to jump? What do you mean?
What I mean is that the fact is that people who need to travel for all kinds of different reasons. And when governments bring in these policies as usual, it's a crude way to satisfy political and populist gains. And Justin Trudeau, as we know, is the most satisfying leftist populist we've known in recent times.
Julian, there's a pandemic on. And getting on a plane with a bunch of other people in an enclosed space where the air gets recirculated is a great way to catch whatever is fucking killing people. And so I think this is a highly appropriate measure. And I wish that it would be, propagated all over the planet. Like sort the fuck out. I don't have any sympathy at all for the sort of asshole that's saying, but my 90-year-old grandmother that I've never met is dying, and so I've just got to travel across the fucking planet. So fuck off, enough.
Everybody needs to stay home.
I saw a sticker earlier today at a bus stop saying, viruses are just nature's way of making us all healthier. Don't wear masks because masks are wrong, or enough. Everybody knows what's going on. There's a virus. It's evidently something that's killing a lot of folks. It would be really smart right now, until we've gotten to the other side of the wave of this thing fucking hitting us hard, to take measures to slow it down. And if that means people not traveling, then they shouldn't travel. We got through how many millennia without jet travel? I'm sure we can probably do it for a couple of years.
Now I have a question. That was a very good rock. That was an excellent rant. Thank you very much.
Do you think that the attitudes would be different? Oh, by the way, I was watching the news, and apparently in Florida, people are they're trying to burn snow because they think that somehow Bill Gates is behind the snow in Texas. Anyway, but anyway, that was just the story that I stumbled across when I was looking up some information about the new rules for us. But my thought was, what if this virus was like the one in the film Contagion, who where it's a virus that basically you catch it and your brain is melted away and into goo and then you die.
Well, that happened to me in 1989.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Okay. All right. But I'm saying my question is, if the virus was far deadlier, like you catch it and you're dead within like a few days,
then
you know, 90% mortality rate,
because it wouldn't spread as fast as it does. If it killed you out,
that's a good point.
If it killed you out, like here's the thing: SARS and MERS were both more deadly if you actually caught it than COVID-19. The difference is COVID-19 comes on slow enough that you can interact with other people and spread the thing before it kills you. SARS and MERS, it would just fucking kill you. And so it doesn't.
Okay, well, let's say that the disease incubates and spreads for a couple of weeks and then kills you within 12 hours. So, like, you've had it for a while, you haven't felt ill, and then right at the very end, bang, your brain falls out of your nose and you're toast. So, what would the whole mask debate be a thing then? At least, would it be as popular as it is now?
Here's the thing,
and people were forced to it was not a hidden secret.
Let me use something else here to kind of paint a picture for you. There are still people hundreds of years after Columbus landed in the New World, and years after we have sent people orbiting into space who have taken photographs of the planet. There are still people out there that think the world is flat. Yes, you would have a problem making people wear masks in that climate.
Okay.
That was a rant. My first girlfriend was definitely a flat. Well, that was a different thing, but never mind. Look, here's the point. But the point is, flat earthers are not the same as people who suggest that it would be okay if you flew to Mexico.
Well, maybe. I don't know.
Perhaps.
It's okay to fly to Mexico.
It's okay to get on a plane with a bunch of randoms or in an enclosed space for at least 3 hours, but it's not okay to enter a shop to buy computer products.
Well,
that's been the rule in Toronto for the last month. Is you don't go to shops.
Guess what I did today?
What did you do today?
I went to the Keg for happy hour at 4:30, which is why I'm so fucking drunk, right? And obviously, stayed there, and then until with my brother, and we got the happy hour till 6 o'clock, and then we got dinner because happy hour's over. And then,
are either of your parents still with us?
Well, here's the problem, right? My mom's 80 and she's here.
Julian.
She's about 10 feet from me, and my dad's 87, and it's a problem. It's a problem. I get that, but so I'm not. It's a problem. It's a problem. I get it. So it's a problem. But I'm just saying. I went to the Keg. Am I the same as the guy that flies to Mexico for 2 weeks?
The guy that flies to Mexico for 2 weeks is more, obviously skirting the rules in a way that seems fucking belligerent to the rest of us, and so is more likely to be punished. Okay, all right. If what you're saying, Julian, is that what's really being punished there is the optics of it on top of what they did.
Right.
All right, that's fair. You're making an ad. I mean, that's a good point.
I mean, the thing for me is the difference for me is the Keg actually has to put measures into place to keep everybody as safe as possible, including like the wait staff, the kitchen staff, all that kind of stuff. The customers, everybody has to maintain a certain distance. So there's a modicum of safety there. I don't know if that safety can be replicated on an airplane where the air is being recycled.
Nationalized healthcare look like in Mexico?
Exactly. Yeah.
Well, you know,
Mic drop.
this is a moving target. We don't have we don't have an issue for it. It looks as though, generally speaking, that virus days are ending, or at very least, there's a light at the end of the tunnel, and it's not a train. And it looks like Crafty Boys will be around probably to celebrate that date. I apologize for not bringing beer to the event, and whiskey.
The grim reality is the world isn't getting rid of any of us that easily.
No.
And
this is a good warm up for when the real pandemic happens eventually.
Oh yes, the conspiracy theories abound. This COVID-19 is not it. The next one's coming, right? But what is your silver position? By the way, I'll show you. I'd like to show you my. I'd like to show you my gold position. Here it is. You ready for this? How about this? You ready?
We're ready.
How clear is this?
So what am I looking at there? Oh, it's pretty.
Is it clear?
Fucking what is it?
I can't tell from
yeah. I see the Queen. Yeah. I recognize her visage. I'm well familiar with the monarch of Canada.
This is a 1 ounce gold maple leaf coin. Sweet. So troy ounce of Canadian gold, currently worth about $2,400. And of course, I hold silver, as I showed you. Here's the Reed Barton jigger, which is about 3 ounces of sterling. Sterling, by the way, is 92.5% fine silver and 7.5% copper. And by the way, the Canadian government sold all of its gold position about 20 years ago or 30 years ago. They didn't care anymore. I think they will rue the day because in the end, the Canadian dollar is worth it's worth as much.
Oh God!
As what we have in the ground, and I think we have a lot in the ground, but maybe the oil is not worth as much in the ground as it used to be. Buy some silver, kids.
I understand your point, but if you're saying that it's news that we're serving up fiat currency every time we make a purchase, I mean, that ship sailed, I think, 30 years ago.
Here's what I'm saying that I think would actually be useful to people on the ground like me. The Canadian government, in the form of the Mint, which is a crown corporation, has always provided the opportunity for Canadians to convert paper fiat currency to precious metals. There's never been a time in modern history when the Mint didn't provide all of our paper bills and our nickel and steel coins. They never stopped providing the opportunity to exchange those for silver and gold. Legal tender currency, you can still do it. Most Canadians don't. In most parts of the world, it is very, very difficult for people on the ground to avoid inflation by acquiring gold and silver coins. In Canada, we, as a first world country with a famous mint going back a century or more, we have the opportunity to do that, but we don't. And I suggest that we should, to a small extent, next time you get a paper 20 from the bank machine, or in some level, some sort of direct deposit, take a portion of that and buy a silver maple leaf or a gold maple leaf. 20 years from now, if I'm still alive, we'll have the discussion as to whether or not it was worthwhile. But history is on my side. That's the rant. What do you think of that?
Yeah, Julian, you can't call it inflation anymore. It's quantitative easing.
Sorry. Yes, you're quite right. I
apologize. Oh, hang on. I better start my Bitcoin mining again.
You should mine Bitcoin, but everybody should own some silver and gold maples, in my view. Everybody to defend against the devaluation of the paper currency.
All about tangible value. My problem with silver and gold is that the tangible value is limited in this day and age to sort of a little bit, fussy technological concerns, like in terms of the actual tangible value of those metals. I take your point, and I agree that you're right in going for tangible value over fiat currency. Yeah, that's not stupid talk. I agree. But I think there are other commodities that you can look at in the market that maybe are worth paying attention to too. Don't forget, in the days of the sale, the real commodity wasn't, at least by weight, was not gold. It was pepper. Because by weight, if you ship gold, you're fucked. But if you ship pepper, by weight.
Agreed, Locke. But the problem with pepper is that it's a real grind.
Well, yeah, there you. Well done, sir.
On that note, I don't.
Look what you did,
how
Julian.
Can we continue after that? Look what you did, man.
You broke the stream.
Speaking of grinding, we will see you all next week at around the same time. Alan and I, we might do some additional shows here and there if we get around to it, because we started to last year and then COVID hit and we forgot. So thank you all for watching. We've had a bunch of people on the stream today. Thank you all for coming and hanging out and tolerating our beer whinging. But we will hopefully come back next week and we will hopefully entertain you again. And as always, Alan, take us out.